Get the record button
Oh,
on. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Aligning with Success. I'm your host, Mike DiMuccio, Royal Diamond with Deacon forever, 33 plus years now. It is April 15th, 2024, and we're just chatting here. I thought let's just put the record button on because we might actually have some interesting things that come out of this. I have to tell you, I'm not usually short for words and ideas, but I didn't come prepared tonight to really deliver much in the way of content. I'm hoping that maybe you can help me. But let me start by sharing something. Mary Ellen, you're talking about uh, retail and sharing and having some insight as to how to do some successful online retailing and then combining that with our business model. Right now, all my research in the area, and it's not extensive, but it tells me the same thing over and over again. If you want to do retail online, open up an Instagram, not a Facebook, an Instagram, and a TikTok, and start telling stories and just make them short and sweet every day, not once a day. Sometimes each one has its own algorithm, but get in the habit of posting twice a day, especially on TikTok, and around a theme. Figure out what your theme is. Who are you? What do you want to share with the world? What do you want to make? What do you want to gather around in terms of an idea? Um, and you're gonna gather a following, and it's a process, and it's a thing that happens, and it's organic, and it grows, and then you have this large audience of people that eventually, over time, um, you share content with, and you'll find um, opportunities to invite them to learn more about Nikan and so forth. So if you're really looking to do an online business, don't look for what Jake is doing. That is not the business you want to follow. If he's not doing what I'm suggesting, if he's doing search engine optimization and constant posts of product digital imagery and so forth like that, that is not how it's happening. That's not how the players play. That's like being in the minor leagues on the internet. It's like you got the internet. Let's just use it the way it's supposed to be, maximize its use. So I would say the best thing you want to do where creating an experience online. I'm going to mute this as it's
yeah.
interrupting my thoughts. Um, is to start creating content online around a theme, around an idea, around who you are that you can do organically, naturally. It's not something that you have to set up anything special. You just talk and you start sharing thoughts and ideas around a certain theme, like maybe it could be cats or whatever it is. The idea is there's so many people that you only have to find your tribe. You don't have to worry about the whole world. You don't have to worry about turning everybody into wellness enthusiasts. Just simply wasting time if you're trying to do that. Just be something, and you'll find there's a lot of others like that. And there's more than enough for everybody to attract an audience to have a thriving business, no matter what your business is. So that's my research and intel into the space of uh, of the internet. And I just wanted to point out something before we really delve into this. I don't know if you've seen this, but Nikan is now emailing your customers. Well, they have been for a while, but they've added something, and they haven't really announced this publicly yet, but I think they're going to. But I'm going to jump the gun and tell you here tonight. So if you have a customer account, if you know somebody has a customer account, they would have received this tonight or this evening. It's a 90-day experience pack, and they're promoting the 90-day experience pack in the really nice language. It's customized to the person, dear whoever that person is. Why take pink collagen, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. But the real thing I wanted to talk about is what's at the bottom. There's a link at the bottom. It says shop here. And when you click the shop here button, guess where it takes you to? It takes you to the actual product in the shopping cart of the sponsor of that customer.
Oh, that's
Oh,
fantastic.
And
that's fabulous.
that's huge, guys.
Yay. Oh,
That's massive. So here it is. If I click on that, it takes them to my shopping cart for the 90-day pink collagen. So now, what does that mean? That means our customers are going to have opportunities to shop on our shopping cart, customized to us around very specific items that Nikin decides to promote. So if we look at this going forward, big picture, marketing, Nikin may feature a product a month or whatever it is, and it'll help people learn about the products, the wellness home experience that we keep talking about, one product at a time. And if they like the idea of learning more, they click shop here, boom, they end up on your personal web page on that particular page of
Wow.
product that they can buy right away. Um, this is huge. Like, this is a really big innovation for us. I don't know if you really appreciate that, but I think it's
oh
I think it's
yeah.
I think it's fantastic. Um, and so it's helping to sort of, another thing that I like about this is it's something I can now tell potential business partners.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for ways to sell Nikin as a business, not to sell
Yeah.
Nikin products. I'm
Yeah.
always looking for a way to sell Nikin as a business. And the way to sell Nikin as a business is to sell the system, because businesses are a dime a dozen, but systems are much more robust, much more noteworthy, have much more potential for scale and so forth. So if you have a system that's efficient, very cost effective, low cost of entry, that doesn't require over much overhead at all, doesn't require a high level of skill. You really have something that you can share and duplicate that allows for scale. Scale means you're able to grow your business or multiply your business efficiently with low cost. Scale is everything, because scale is what allows you to have lifestyle. Without scale, there's no lifestyle. There's just trading time for money. And so if all you're doing is retailing, you're in the retail rocket, you're just trading time for money. It's just a job. It's just another job. But if you employ scale, if you employ system, then you now have, the Ferrari with the Ferrari engine, and you're operating it correctly. So this particular tool is now something that allows me to share Niken if you think of our business model, let me just share with you the image that I'm talking about here. This business model here, the core consultant, right? What we're looking for, so is a core circle of influence. Let me just
Mm.
pin this so you can all see this. So the core circle of influence is basically, you have 5 loyal customers of however many customers you might have over time, but there's at least 5 who have bought into the wellness home concept and are looking to continue to purchase their favorite items, whether it's the um, the new collagen product, or just adding items to their Nikken shopping cart to expand their wellness home experience, or to replace their filter cartridges. However it is, these 5 people. They're your core circle of influence, because they're the ones you've had the greatest influence on with respect to the wellness home and its long-term effect. Then the bottom here is the 3 partners. And these are 3 people who've decided to do Niken as a business to participate in the compensation plan and win what's available to them that way. So this is your core circle of influence. Looking at how creating this idea, this leads to this. If you have a system to duplicate, you now have the potential to scale. Scale is what creates generational growth, generational income, and all those beautiful rank advancements that we have and we hear about, and the income that's associated with that. You have to have a model that you can scale. Again, you have to have a model that you can scale. And so if you don't have a model, then how can you scale it? You can't teach anybody how to do something you don't know how to do yourself. So you have a model and you scale it. That's the whole concept behind our business model. So when Niken throws this into the registry now, what we now have is a way to add the last component. It's this image. So let me pin this one up here. Here, let me pin me. It's how do we keep the cash flow flowing? if you remember this image, people start with an initial purchase, but we don't want it to end there. We want them to have monthly purchases. We want them to upgrade their products, to have all the products available to them. We have additional users in our homes. Maybe you have children, they're going to have a sleep system, etc. And then product innovations that Niken comes out with new products that creates a whole new cycle of opportunity. So as long as this is actually happening, then your customer is a customer for life, generating profits for life. That's why we say over here, it's a, what is it? A never-ending cycle of health and prosperity. Okay, so the three key components to this business maximized, this business really having maximum potential, is a model that you can duplicate or scale and then feed on an ongoing basis a flow of products. When you have that, you've got the absolute best business concept going. And with Niken now introducing the fact that they're going to be communicating and giving people an opportunity to buy on a regular basis, that means they're giving insights, information to our customer base with regularity. That fortifies that last piece, which is the ongoing consumption model of the wellness home. So these are the three things that you really want to understand and apply and teach other people when you're talking about our business opportunity, because otherwise it's just a business. Otherwise it's just a product. But what I just showed you is an engine. It's an engine. It has moving parts, and this engine is supported by Niken. The majority of all the development and technology and infrastructure and logistics is all Niken, but it's an engine. And if you can explain the engine, you can help somebody understand how it is possible to not only generate an income, but scale that income, which can then create a lifestyle. So the key is being able to communicate that effectively. And what I wanted to really ask everybody's help with tonight was, over the years, I've been developing tools, promotional materials, ways of delivering the information, doing endless trainings and coaching calls like this one, getting into the nuances of the business, getting to the psychology of the mind and how we need to shift our paradigms if we want to really make things happen, employing the law of attraction as a tool for essentially developing your ability to create, multiplying your ability to create, and then having Niken as a system, which is an outlet for you to create a business vehicle. With all of these things that I've done, I know there's only a percentage of them that is actually being utilized. And I seem to be one of the people, obviously, who utilizes it a lot. And the evidence of that is whenever I step into the game, I win. Have you noticed that? When I step into the game to go Team Kaizen, I go Team Kaizen. When I step into the game to, play the Pink Day, I win the game. So whenever I step into the game, I play to win, and I win with consistency. And there's a reason for that. And I always teach that reason. I'm constantly outputting. Guys, this is not luck. It is not luck of the draw. It is not luck. It is simply application of an understanding. So I teach you the understanding, but you got to apply it, because if you don't apply it, what's the good of the understanding? So that's what I need some help with tonight, is help you get maybe a little bit more focused on application, because we need to get some application going here. One of the things that is being called on us as an application is open up a live meeting. Everybody, open up shop. It's time to open up shop. I see Debbie, she's got a meeting going on there, and where two or more are gathered, that's a good meeting. So, so you got to open up shop, guys. We need to get Niken out of the can, out of the box, out of our house, and into other people's homes. And that's why we got to get out of our comfort zone that we've created for ourselves during this COVID era. We all got real comfortable behind a computer screen and Zoom, too comfortable, and our business is not thriving. It is not thriving this way. It never did before, and I don't know why it would now, but our business is people. Our business is people to people. Our business is experiential. It's giving people an experience, not a conversation, but an actual experience, a kinetic feeling that they get when they experience the products firsthand. You can't do that on a Zoom. You can't do that on a phone call. You could maybe set it up, tee it up, create enough reason for somebody to, get in their car and come and visit. But at the end of the day, our business will not survive if we do not continue to grow, and growth is dependent on our ability to interact with others. And you heard it here, plain and simple, guys. I'm not kidding around. Our business can't survive being hidden in our homes and behind our computers. It's not going to work. You are a microcosm of the business. So if you're not thriving and you multiply that by enough people, then the company's not thriving. And if the company's not thriving, it doesn't survive. And we would never want that to happen, right? We wouldn't want it to go down that path. So we need to really take ownership of our business as a collective and as an individual. So you have the tools, you have the understanding. Now we got to get communicating it. And the most effective communication is when you have people's undivided attention and when you have them in the flesh in front of you, that you can give them a real experience. I think that's pretty crystal clear. Just an FYI, my sister was having a gathering at her house for somebody who was doing a party selling purses. I guess there's parties for everything. And these guys were selling purses. And so my sister gets a free purse if so many purses get sold. So she's hosting this purse party at her place on Friday, and I show up. And of course, I've got a prospect out of that now, the person selling the purses, whose headache was helped tremendously by this little necklace. And now she wants her own necklace, and she has some sleep issues. And so in the brief time that I was there to drop off my girlfriend and get the hell out of Dodge, I had an interaction, and that interaction resulted in this follow-up. Anyway, I digress. The point was, one of the guests at this purse party was a guest at my Pink Day party. And not only a guest, but a purchasing guest. She's one of the people who bought the Pink Day, the box, and for 30 days. And of course, I'm always happy to hear results. And I wasn't expecting this because I didn't know who was going to be at this party, but there she was. And she came up to me and she said, I've got to tell you, I love the pink collagen. I love it. And she said, and now she's never been a customer of mine ever. So this is the first time. And this is my first interaction with her in person after the event over a month ago. And the only reason I know she bought is because I saw the orders come through, but we never discussed it. She just took the pack that I gave her to shop. She shopped right there on the spot with the QR code. Remember, like I taught you guys? She did it. Anyway, so here I am hearing her say she loves this thing. And she said, and again, this is another thing that I'm hearing more than once. Her hair's thicker and she feels like she's trimming up some. She's losing some weight. Now, that's the second person who bought a pack, who bought a 30-day purchase, who told me the exact same thing, hair and the weight. Those are the two things that stood out for them. Anyway, I was just saying, I was happy to hear that this customer is excited about the product. So I'm thrilled that she's now going to receive this email that Niken just sent out as a reminder that she can get the Pink Collagen 90-day pack now. And when she clicks shop, guess where she's going? Bingo.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a great business model, a great tool. So coming back to the point, my sister's having a purse party. So people are having parties for purses. Now, I mean, I like a good wallet and a belt. I'm not one to carry a purse. I'm sure, women on the call like carrying a purse, but those purses got sold. I think they said half the people that were there bought a purse. and they're at a discount and all that stuff, right? There's a reason to do this. The point being is what made that happen is that party. Somebody hosted a friend's party, got all the friends together. They come, look for a deal, they get a deal, they go home happy, everybody's happy, and now business was had. And it wasn't done online, it was done in person. So I really want to make this emphasis understood. There is an absolute need for us to get back into the rhythm of being out in public, connecting with people, and being the reason why connections are happening. We're about building communities. We're not about building.
Why is your sister
Yeah.
hosting a purse party?
Because she was asked if she wanted to host a purse party, and there was a perk. Get a free purse. So she's like, sure, I'll do that. My sister's very social.
She's very yeah, well, she's related to you, but is she she's just doing this kind of as a favor to her friend, and then she gets just a free purse or something?
Yeah, it's a simple idea.
And
so
is
now
she inviting lots of people?
I don't know how many were there. I left, there was
purse?
probably about 10 or 15 people when I left. And
anyway, that was the reason. She likes the purse. She can get a free one. So, okay, I'll get some people together. It was simple.
There you go.
That.
So now take from that as an example, pink day parties.
Yeah.
Why not have a pink day party? Why not ask, does somebody want to host a pink day party? Now, the question's going to be, you know, if my sister's doing this, why is she doing this? Because there's something in it for her. Well, we need to find a reason to have a pink day party and something in it for the person who's hosting. So what do you think might be a great thing for somebody who's hosting for that you would sponsor? Because now remember, these ladies are giving my sister a purse. So it's coming out of their pocket, but is it really? If that purse has inspired, 10 customers to buy purses, that purse is a business tool. It's an incentive to generate business. And there's a return on that incentive, clearly. So if you give a box for a month's supply or something for somebody hosting a pink party, that's a reasonable investment for you to have them host a party and generate customers, because you're not generating one-time customers. Those purses, that's a one-time sale. They're not going to be buying a purse every month. But if they're on the collagen, they're buying collagen every month. So it's a good way to actually promote having a pink day party and expanding that reach, having customers be hosting pink day, especially if they're customers who've had a positive experience. So Daniela is going to get a call from me, and I'm going to ask Daniela if she'd like to host a pink day party herself. And I'm going to figure out what might be an incentive for her to do it. So I will be able to do another pink day party in somebody else's home with them inviting their friends to learn about her experience and the pink collagen. That's how we do this business, guys. That's how we get out there and become relevant and expand our reach. And then again, if Nikan is following up our customers by informing them about products, then we have the front end and the back end. Both pieces of this engine are working. Mary Ellen, do you have your hand up, or is that my hand?
Yeah. I was just wondering, customers are getting this email. What about consultants? Are they getting an email with a link to their own? I know that sounds silly.
Can I make a suggestion? It's a simple one. It's a business idea here. Every one of you should have a customer account. I'm surprised you don't. I've encouraged you to do that years ago. Okay, so then you will get what you need. You want to know what your customers are seeing. So have a customer account. Sign up your dog.
But I'm also wondering, we've got some people who are on our list as consultants, but they're pretty inactive. They're not really doing anything related to the business. Are they gonna get this email?
Not likely. They're going to get the emails that are directed for consultants. And
Right,
you
okay.
already get those ones, so you know what they are.
Yeah, Paul gets, well, we're
There you
having,
go. So
I sent you and yeah.
so if
Yeah.
there's
There
something
aren't
you
that-
think they should get it to them. But
Yeah, that's it.
I make sure that I see what the customers are getting, and I have obviously as a consultant what I'm getting.
yeah, because yeah, I'm wondering if, and this is kind of crazy, but like, um, creating sort of affiliates, people who are doing other blogs or other things and saying to them, hey, how about becoming a, an affiliate with us? In effect, sign up as a consultant, and then you can send this link out that will bring people to your page for, and give them from time to time little ads about, give them what Niken is sending, but with their link.
So
Their affiliate link.
affiliate marketing is a very specific thing. If they're already doing that, then they know how to do that. Niken is not yet organized around that, but I just heard some interesting information. Our CEO, Luis, was at I think it was a direct marketing or direct sales meeting about a week or two ago now. And they did have some statistics about legacy companies adopting an affiliate type marketing strategy to see how that goes. And it doesn't. Unless they started out as an affiliate company, that doesn't seem to have any successful uptake. Now,
Oh, that's interesting.
as a strategy overall, but I look at, if there's a way for you to structure it so that it makes sense for an affiliate to say, and how it would make sense for an affiliate is they tend to promote what they like. So I would be sending it to them. I wouldn't be asking them to buy it. I would be investing in this affiliate and saying, I want you to try this for 30 days. I want you to take before and after pictures. You got to be consistent, and I'll send this to you. And if, and only if, you think this is a worthwhile thing to promote, we'll talk about how you can promote it on your channel and what the return could be for you. That's how I would approach that.
Because they could sign up as a consultant and promote it, and
That's
and
how
they
they
could-
would.
yeah, that's how they would do it.
But the
Yeah.
how doesn't matter. It's the
It's
why
the
that
it's
matters.
the why. Yep,
Yeah.
of course.
So let's always think why first. Why would somebody go out of their way or do something different than what they're used to? Because the why is there. And by the way, that's a huge topic of discussion for our business. I mean, that's the biggest thing we could be talking about here tonight and probably every night. On my earlier call with Leo's team, we were talking about how paradigms are at work in everyone's life, limiting our potential, limiting our growth, limiting our expansion. Like, if you notice, this call, we have 17 people on it. That's not a big call, considering this organization is nationwide, Canada, USA, and then, of course, we're not even talking about the Latin Americans, but considering the fact that this call is one of the calls that provides strategic advice, information for business building. If this is it, we're in trouble. If this is all we got as business builders, and I know it's not, but quite frankly, you have to size it up. Say, okay, why are we not taking advantage of this? Why are we not having this call grow in numbers every week? Well, because we don't really understand the value of this tool in our business strategy. Maybe we don't have a business strategy. Maybe we don't have a goal for our business where this strategy applies. And maybe that's because we're being held back by some kind of a paradigm because we don't have a strong enough why to overcome it. See how like it all leads back to something, and what it ultimately leads back to is our psychology. It ultimately leads back to our expectations. I was looking through photos today. Actually, it was last night, because a woman reached out to me on Messenger asking me, I don't know how she knew I was any connection to Bob Proctor, but anyway, she sent me a photo she had with Bob and something about Bob and wanting to get to know me. And I was looking through my photos and I found a little short clip, a video clip of Linda, Bob's wife, when she drove up in the Rolls Royce that they had made for them. And she said, look, check this out. She opened the door, and on the the little plate, as you step into a car, there's a plate on the foot of the door kind of thing, that plate there. It says manufactured in, I can't remember where, for Bob and Linda Proctor. It's literally written on the plate. It's so cool.
Wow.
And the reason why I brought that up, what came to mind was, all the work that Bob did in his life, his career, and in my life, and in our Nikan experience of him, was all about shifting paradigms, was all about helping people to understand that they were literally the gatekeeper of what's possible for them. Not Nikan, not the business model. We can make excuses all day long. I can tell you right now, there's people making $1 million a month in network marketing who just started their businesses 3 years ago. I know them. So it's not network marketing the problem. It's not what people say about network marketing. That's not the problem. It's not the product, because their product is nothing special. It has to do with our paradigms, how we are wired internally, and how we interpret information to suit our paradigm. It's called confirmation bias. We're always looking for something to confirm our bias. Well, what are you biased towards? Compromise? Mediocrity? Underperforming? Comfort? That's the worst one. I'm biased towards being comfortable, because that's the death zone, right? Or are you biased towards growth, expansion, excitement? Like if you're biased towards excitement, thrills, excitement, like living on the edge of life, then you're always in growth mode. You're always going to experience something new, and it's going to expand you in some way, because that's how you're oriented. That's what you're looking for, is opportunities to experience new experiences. And Bob used to say, if you're not standing at the edge, you're taking up too much space. You got to be living on the edge of life, on the edge of you, on the edge of potential, because that's where life is alive. That's where things are living. Everything else is stagnant. And I can tell you right now, my experience of COVID, the what's happened since, it's caused people to be cathartic, to be so complacent and so conformist and almost thrilled and happy to be going nowhere. It's like, okay, I'm not falling, I'm not dying, so it's a good day. It's like, whoa, what kind of a thought process is that? What kind of an attitude is that? When you were 15 years old or 16 years old or 18 years old, were you thinking like that? Like you were halfway in the grave already? Just, as Bob would say, people, they tiptoe through life hoping to make it safely through to death. Wow, what a sad life. No, we don't want to tiptoe safely through to death. We want to live. I find myself going to a lot of funerals lately, because at the age of 60, I guess a lot of people are now getting to the place where their life is coming to an end. And I went to one last week, and I'm sitting there, and I like to look at the pictures and the videos. And what dawned on me on this last one was all the videos and photos, the video that they do of photos, right? You watch the screen and they just picture after picture after picture after picture. I thought, all these photos are like family shots at a birthday, at a this, like they were like events. It was like a history of the events of this family. And you see this person aging as they're going through these events. I thought, boy, you can encapsulate this whole person's life in this short little video. And I just thought, wow, I mean, it's just like Did they do anything exciting? Like besides family, and I know how important family is, it's certainly everything to me, but there doesn't seem to be a lot outside of like, and that seems to be the norm. It's like, wow, is that it? You know, we tiptoe safely through to death, and then somebody throws up photographs of, you know, our family events over the last 60, 80 years, 90 years, and that's it. Have your coffee, tea, and then say goodbye to everybody, and that's the last of it. It really seems kind of depressing when you think of it that way. So I'd rather shift gears, get out of this complacency, get out of this fog that people are in, World War III, blah, blah, blah. You know what? If they're going to blow the world up to hell, I want to go out with a bang myself. So let's just live it up. Let's have some fun. You know,
Yes.
like I want to live till every last possible minute and on the edge, because otherwise, what's the point? I'm not in charge of whether the world survives or doesn't survive. I'm in charge of how my world works, how I get to experience that. That's what I'm in charge of. And if I'm living responsibly, it means I'm making my own choices. It means I'm making my own, outcomes deliberately. I'm not playing victim. Oh, I'm not a victim. I'm a creator. God made me in his likeness and image as a creator, not as a pacifist, not as a victim, as a creator. Most people live like victims. It's sad and it makes me angry. That's the part of life that makes me angry when I watch people play victim, because they're literally absolving themselves of the responsibility of being alive. I'm an accident. I'm here by chance, and I'm just hoping to survive safely through to death. Wow. So I don't know if this message is at all inspiring you, but it sure inspires me to think about it. Yeah. So what do we need to do, guys? What do we need to do to make things fun, exciting, on the edge, where we're breaking seniors, executives, silvers, golds, platinums like it's going out of style, because it's gone out of style and we want to bring it back in style? That's what we need to do. That's how we know if we're winning. If we've got other people joining us and they're winning. And if we're not seeing that happen, it's our fault. There's nobody else to point to. We all have to take responsibility for our business. You have your own business, and it's up to you to grow that business with the tools that you've been given. And you've been given all the tools. You're not short on that. And if you love Nikken, you love these products, you love life, you love a healthy life, you love a life with purpose and meaning, then show it. Get out there and show people. Invite them to experience Nikken in the flesh, because the energy is totally different when you're in front of an audience. I mean, it's totally different when you're actually live with people versus this computer. So my advice, let's get our business going. Like, enough COVID, enough of this nonsense, enough complacency, enough sitting in waiting for something to happen. Nothing's going to happen. It's going to happen to you if you just sit there and wait. The life keeps moving on. So you're either going to get left in the dust and just safely through to death, or you're going to be on the leading edge of excitement and making things happen. The last thing you want to do is die with regret. That's the worst thing, because you're going to have to live with that for eternity. And so make the most of what you got. And Nikken is a really good temperature, really good thermometer for it, because honestly, what are the limitations here? We're the only limitation there is. So we can't blame anybody for lack being a Nikken. That's what I love about this. It's like the real litmus test. It's like, man, if I can make it there, I can make it anywhere, because there's nothing holding me back here except me. So,
Yeah,
thoughts?
that little necklace, that power band, we need that's a wow 30-second video. It's on a video, of course, but that balance test, I remember you saying a long time ago, look I'll just show you this. I'll stay one minute if you don't have any more time, but if I want to see if this kind of excites you, this balance test, it excited me, but I was perhaps, in a context, but I just got turned on to a company because of a scent. Yeah, I like this scent. Well, there's more to our balance test than a scent. It's exciting, that test.
That's a great idea, by the way. So let's take this on. Everyone here on this call, make a commitment to post that demo that I did with Sophia, the strength test demo. You'll find it on my channel. You'll find it in any of the chats. If you don't know, just text me. I'll send you it. Post it on your Facebook. Post it on your Instagram. Let's get it out there. Let's let people know. And then an invite. Say, let me take the challenge. Let me prove it to you. And that's it. That's all you have to say. I don't say a whole lot. Yeah, I don't say much. I just say, give me a chance to prove it to you. And that way you create a bit of a buzz. So if all of us were to do that, and we did that not just once, but with regularity, like there has to be an outreach campaign. We have to make a point of this, guys. You ever watch the videos of the salmon as they're making their run to spawn? They go up the stream, like they literally up against rivers that are trying to push them back. And you see these bears sitting on the rocks and the salmon jump right into their mouth. Have you ever seen those videos? It only happens for bears. It doesn't happen for humans. Food's not going to be jumping into your mouth, folks. The business is not going to come flying at you. You got to go after it. You got to go after it. First of all, you got to find yourself in the right river. So get yourself out there. Get in the river.
Yeah, so it's that little video with the neckband, right, that you're talking about?
It is. You want me to show it? I can show it. Let me let me just find it on my screen. So somebody pick up some slack here, and I'll show it to us. Because it's really good. It's deliberately.
So now we just do it.
So actually, let me open it first. There. Hang on. How do I stop you? There you go. Okay. I have it. And now let me share. And share sound. Boom. Okay, this is it.
This is the Nikken Power Band.
In theory, it helps improve strength, balance, and endurance instantly.
Let's put it to the test. Excuse me, would you like to take the strength test?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to put this on your neck.
Put your arms up like this.
I'm going to put some pressure down on your arms. If you can keep your hands up 2 times in a row, you win the $20.
3, 2, 1, go as hard as you can.
Resist. Oh my God, Emma. Okay, one more time. You know the drill. 1, 2, 3. Oh no!
Oh wow!
My arms are sore. That's why you do it first. Do you want to do it again?
Okay, so let's try this again. How's this? 1, 2, 3, resist.
Oh, that's easy. I can push you up.
He's got me with 2 hands. Come on.
No joke. That's crazy.
I believe it. I believe in the product.
So your product works.
Don't believe it? Take the challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just do it to people.
That's it. Do it and do it over and over, and that's it. That's what we have to do. We have to get out there and create some excitement. Invite people. Let's have some pink parties. Nikken's kept the pink party launch pack in the catalog, in the price list for having more pink day parties. The idea wasn't just a one-time thing. It was going to be a system of launching people. So if you've gotten a customer from this pink collagen, then invite them to host a pink day party.
And the test works with anything to do with that. Yeah, pack it between two hands, or it'll work because everything with Nikken does that.
It's energy. It's all about energy. So we talked about a bunch of stuff here. We talked about ultimately our why and the paradigms. And if your why isn't strong enough to overcome the paradigms, the inertia of your paradigms, you're going to be flatlining in this business for the rest of your career. Your why has to be greater than the inertia of your paradigms. Your paradigms are there to keep you safe and protect you. They're your comfort zone. You know, what do we do when we're afraid? What do we do when we have doubt? We go to our comfort food, comfort zone, right? And so there's enough going on outside in the world, the media and so forth, vying for your mind. It's right now, it's trying to get your attention to the world is going up in flames. And so that keeps you in the status quo. That keeps you in fear. Fear keeps you in indecision. Fear keeps you in the comfort zone. And the comfort zone is death. It's the safely through to death. It's on purpose, guys. The media is by design holding you in your comfort zone. And they keep shrinking that, by the way. They keep shrinking the box because at the end of the day, they want you in your 15-minute city with your 15-minute food and your 15-minute program and your 15, that's all, you know, it's sick. But, but if you want to get out of that, tune that out. Say, the one thing you can't buy, the one thing you can't own is my mind, is my thoughts. Thank Viktor Frankl for his incredible book. It's the one thing you can't take from me, my mind, my thoughts. Those are mine. So own them, take charge. Don't let poison in. Don't let people feed you garbage. Only take in those thoughts that support you in the direction you want to go, but make sure you know where you want to go. Have a direction, have something you're aspiring to, because that's makes you a better you. If we're not aspiring towards something, we're flatlining. And when you're flatlining, you're in decay. Your body is in decay. It's physically in decay. Your mind is in decay. Everything goes to hell. But if you're aspiring towards something, it's the reason you get out of bed in the morning. It's the thing that fuels you to get through the tough stuff. That's what keeps you on the edge. That's what keeps you alive. That's what keeps you young. You want to stay young? Have a purpose. People without a purpose die within 3 years of losing their jobs or whatever because there's no more purpose. You got to have a purpose. We're wired that way. But nobody's telling you what, well, I should say many people are telling you what to do, but you got to be telling you what to do. You got to be in charge of what that looks like. Aspire for greatness. Aspire for more. I love what Bob used to say, and I'm quoting him a lot because he was such a huge influence for me. He would say, spirit is for expansion. Spirit is for expansion. The universe is evidence of that. Spirit is for expansion. He said, you should never be satisfied with what you have. You can be happy with what you have, but never be satisfied, because spirit is for expansion. That means we need to be moving towards something. We need to be growing into something. And that's why we set goals. We don't set goals because we're going to achieve them or not achieve them. It's because of who we must become in order to achieve them, what we must create or invent. We activate our creative cycles, our creative mind, as we try to seek and find a way to achieve what we're looking to achieve. And that makes us a better person. That breaks us out of the existing comfort zone. That takes us out of our paradigm. The reason, every single meeting I ever had with Bob, if there was ever a point of stagnation in my life or in my career, always, the meeting would go back to one thing and one thing only. Make a decision. He would always tell me, make a decision. Well, why? Why would that be the thing that we'd fall on every time? Everything ultimately comes back to this one thing. I have to make a decision. Because all my perception changes based on the decision I've made. All my experience changes. All that I entertain changes. All that is attracted to me changes the second I make the decision. So if I want something to change, what must change?
Me.
I just need to make a decision. And that's what prompts the change. So we need to be firm in our commitment to choose, make a decision around what it is that we're striving for. Strive for something. In this business, it's very simple. How do you get paid? Volume. How deep in your organization you get paid? Rank. How much volume can you create? An infinite amount based on how many people you have. So grow the number of people you have. These are the metrics. These are the things that we need to do to be expanding in our business. How do I grow my business? Find more people and teach those people how to find more people. How do I find people? There's 8 billion people on the planet. You're telling me you can't find people? Yes, you can. Get out there. Start asking questions. You know, people do want to talk. They do want to have an interaction when they realize that the person they're talking with is an authentic person who has a genuine concern and interest in their well-being, who is a person with a purpose, who reeks of purpose. People want to be around people who are going places. You got to show up like a guy or a girl who's going somewhere. And if you don't appear to be going anywhere, why would anybody want to be around you except misery loves company?
Mike, I have a quick question before you leave.
Shoot.
Back in the day when I joined, almost 18 years ago this summer, I'm just a baby compared to you. We were in all these wonderful countries. Now, this is probably a question that's out of your realm to answer now, but are there any plans for us to expand back into some of those countries? Because that would make a big difference in our income.
Well, I do know that there is a model that they're looking into right now that they're beta testing right now with the Dominican Republic, which happens to be a way to get into a country through the customer channel. If we can expand into markets where Nikken doesn't have an actual physical presence, but they can deliver into those countries in a customer model, like a not for resale model, like in Canada, our nutritionals. In Canada, we buy the nutritionals not for resale. That's how we buy nutritionals from Nikken in Canada. It's a not for resale model. So similarly, there's no reason why they can't do that in other countries. So right now they're actually beta testing one. And I believe that the infrastructure that Nikken's building in their back office is to handle many more. So that is, in fact, a goal. It is a goal.
That's awesome. That's wonderful.
Yeah. And it's terrific. But I'll tell you one thing, how fast they're able to move on all these things. I want to be practical with you. Everybody thinks this company is invincible because it's Nikken. I'll tell you, the people in England found out pretty quick that it's not invincible. So we don't want to be that. What we want is a company that's thriving, that's profitable, and is able to expand into the new markets because it has the financial foundation to do it. Because it does take resources when you're investing in foreign markets and other infrastructural avenues. So you got to understand that that's reality. That's business. That's like you. If I want to expand my business in, I don't know, let's say I want to expand my business in Chile. Well, I'm going to have to do something that I'm not doing right now to create awareness that I have interest in moving into the Chilean market, attracting Chilean people. So somehow money's going to get involved in this. I'm going to have to promote, maybe run some ads, maybe set up I don't know, just there's going to be something. So when we want to expand into new markets, we need to be expecting to invest in those markets. Same thing for Nikken. If we want Nikken to grow, we who are funding the whole thing, we are the reason Nikken is existing, is we need to grow. Our expansion as individuals as our business expands, is the reason for Niken's ability is the financing for Niken's ability to expand. So we've got to make growth, multiplication, duplication, the business opportunity, not just the customer opportunity, but the business opportunity of new consultants, new silvers, new golds, new platinums, new diamonds. Man, oh man, it's been a long time since I heard, and a new royal diamond. Why do you suppose that is? Are you guys waiting for me to produce the next royal diamond? I thought it was going to be you. So, hello, let's do it. I'm here to support and work with you. I got all day long to do ABC calls. Believe me, if you knew what I don't do, you'd be using me a lot more often than you probably do. I don't do much, but I have earned that right. I have a business, I have a network, and I support it every way I can. But it's not for me to call you and say, hey, let's go to work. It's for you. You're the business owner. You're the CEO to say, hey, I need Mike as a resource to do what I'm doing here because I've got an objective. So use the resources, call on them, utilize them. You're not an employee. You're a business owner. You don't need to be told, do this, do that. You need to say, I'm doing this and I need support to do that. That's the paradigm shift. You're the business owner here. Any other thoughts before we wrap up? By the way, last point, we do have an event in Vancouver, May 11th. Myself, Luis Kasuga are the keynote speakers. We're going to rock the house. You know it. And if I were you and I was looking to expand my business, I'd probably be looking to expand my business into BC right now, Vancouver, BC. I'd be asking everybody I know, who do you know in BC? Who do you know in Vancouver? And that's the smartest way, by the way, to expand into other countries. You don't have to go there. You just have to find somebody who knows somebody there. At least that's the first step. So get your feelers out. Start asking people, who do you know in Vancouver? Who do you know in Vancouver? Because there's something going on and I need to know if you know anybody there. Barbara, you have a hand up?
The Seiko Kai is this weekend coming up. It's Saturday. And we have Dr. Gary Linder with launching, talking about the wellness home. He has that self-care hub and opening with that. We've got testimonies on the pink collagen that are just tremendous. So it's a great follow-up for people that you've had at your parties if you want to have them come back and watch and look and listen. And then we've got some other great things up our sleeve, but we also have a smaller version of like Air Matters because we have the special on the air, the Kinko Air. So we've really geared it toward guests as much as possible or, new people so that they can learn more and really get it out there, wherever two or more are gathered. So grab a friend and have them come over and watch it with you.
Is this the 19th or the 27th?
The
No.
I mean,
20th.
the 20th or the 27th?
The 20th.
Okay. I
Yeah,
had the
this
date
weekend
wrong.
coming up. This weekend.
Okay.
So really got some great things lined up and let's make them
Good.
live, Mike, like what you were talking about prior, making them hybrid events and such. So,
So let me just touch on that because I know you covered last week. Maggie did a great job, all of you guys contributing to last week's call, which was really about live events and hybrid live events. So, Debbie, what you're doing right now, this is an example of a hybrid event. Debbie Jones right now is doing a hybrid event where she's leveraging tonight's call on a screen for the benefit of others, not just herself. So that's what a hybrid event is. It's utilizing what your house primarily. In the case of Montreal, we did it at a venue one time where we had 20, 30 people there. So the idea is you beam in the program through Zoom to your live event, and then you do other live stuff. Like we had lunch, we did demos, live testimonials to really make it a just like we did Pink Day. Pink Day was an excellent example of a hybrid event. That was really soup to nuts, really good. So same thing. It helps us get out of the box. If you guys any of you are considering doing a live event that's not a Seiko Kai, which I think is a great time to do a live event, but let's say you're doing an in-home. Let's say you're going to do an in-home, you're going to launch somebody, you're going to do a Pink Day, whatever you're going to do to get somebody's business off the ground, and you need some assistance. Ask on myself, ask Barbara, ask Leah, whoever you can relate to, ask us to come into your meeting space via Zoom, even a phone call. Almost every single one of my launches, when I was launching somebody who lived out of town and I couldn't actually be in their living room, they were all done this way. We called it Voice of God. So I would come in over a speakerphone, the voice of God, and I would answer questions or I'd tell my story. And that's how we would fuse their meeting in person with credibility and well, mostly credibility and Q&A from a speaker outside. So phenomenal way to kickstart somebody's business is to, first of all, invite your keynotes and say, hey, I'm launching so-and-so on Thursday night at this time. Do you think you could be on for a few minutes, tell your story? Bang. Then you maybe get a 2 or 3 max. You don't need more than 3, 2 or 3 max. And you've got these speakers lined up for your in-home. Now, if your newbie knows that you've lined up some major players to be speakers for their kickoff, for their business launch, do you think they're going to work a little bit harder to make sure that's a good meeting, that they got a good grouping of people there? I think so. So we used to call this a pack call, but one of the things you want to do is set up an ABC for your in-homes as a rule. Like, I think it should be a rule. If I'm doing an in-home, I'm doing an ABC. I'm going to have somebody that comes in, because it's the added credibility and it's the idea that this business is not just a living room. It's an international thing. It's an experience that's being captured. You know, hey, Ben, where are you calling from? Well, I'm in England right now, or whatever. And you know, your audience sitting in their living room is like, what? This guy's calling from England. It creates an impression. So let's get some in-homes happening. Let's get some live meetings happening. Guys, that's the call to action. That's the biggest call to action I can give you for all the things that we've discussed tonight, because it'll kickstart you. It'll get you excited again. Have a great night. Thanks for joining.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.